Yeah, and what's hard though is not everyone is at the same spot, and I think where I've
True.
seen some people really struggle is when they're looking at like smaller, like communities or communities that are less engaged. You've still got to, like push the limits of what
Yeah.
you're doing and try different things, but in a lot of cases. You might not have the audience to necessarily ask, so it's a lot
100%.
more trial and error
Yeah.
early on, right?
Yeah.
And that can be scary. I can tell you that from my perspective, the audience, the current company that I'm at, we're relatively small. We're a startup, right?
Yeah.
And so we've got a growing list of people who use our software, but it's not a huge list. And our target audience is like founders and executives at these companies. So if there's, let's say we've got, how many open source companies are out there in the world? Let's just say that there's 10,000. I don't know. I'm just going to throw 10,000 out there.
Mm-hmm.
They might each have 100 people, but there might only be like 2 executives at those companies that really care about like the growth and the things that we're talking about and pitching. And it's not to say that everyone couldn't care about it. It's just that those who are like really willing to engage might be a smaller audience. And
Oh, totally. And founders tend to be more like super busy people who aren't just going to spend
Yeah.
5 minutes answering a poll question on a random Slack channel they joined 3 months ago.
Yeah, and I've talked to some people about this, which is funny because like they're like like I talked with Gabe Weiss from Google
Yeah.
a year and a half ago, and he was talking about how even like internally, so he'll do a video or he'll do content, and it's like, oh, it's got 2,000 views, and the folks there are like, you only got 2,000 views. What the hell's wrong with you? Like all of our Google content has 1 million views. Why does yours only have 2,000? He's like, because the database audience is so much smaller, or it's so different, and so I think that it's hard to sometimes compare yourselves to other people in the space and then feel like maybe you're not doing a good enough job, or maybe beat yourself up a little bit like that, right?
Yeah, I totally agree, and I mean it's hard to be like in the open to not compare yourself. I mean, I'm guilty of that too, and I agree. I just started a new role at Tiny Bird. Again, it's a database company too, which I agree, definitely more niche. It's a new company, right? So it's got a smaller audience. It's new in the U.S., so trying to like grow that can be really hard too. And I agree, and I think that gets to a point too about like data, like how big your sample size to start taking data seriously. And again, this is more like an art than a science. I don't have any numbers around this, but like for me personally, like small communities, it was like you can get insights into like page views and that sort of thing too. I don't think you're not getting meaningful data to like actually glean anything too useful. So like getting too stuck on like this blog post didn't perform well, that doesn't mean that strategy won't work, or like abandoning it. It's like trying to take it into like a grain of salt to maybe evaluating other things, or trying it out for like 6 months even and seeing if it works or not.